Today's podcast is sponsored by Banner of Truth. Banner of Truth is an evangelical and reformed nonprofit publishing house that puts out some of the best historical and modern works from the Reformed tradition. Check them out at banneroftruth.org. Welcome to Doctrine and Devotion, a podcast
exploring Christian faith and
Why
practice.
Are you doing that? Listen, it's our 50th.
It's our 50th
yeah,
one.
but let me do it.
No,
I do it, and you don't know how to do it.
I should be the lead on this one.
Okay, fine. You go ahead and try it.
All right, here we go. Welcome to Doctrine
This is
and
why you
Devotion.
don't do it.
No, I got this.
You get all sing-songy.
No, it's not sing-songy. It's just who I am. All right, here you go. Ready?
Yeah, go. For real. Do it.
Welcome to Doctrine and Devotion, a podcast exploring Christian faith and practice from a Reformed Baptist perspective. My name is Jimmy Fowler, elder candidate at Redeemer Fellowship.
And I'm Joe Thorne, lead pastor of Redeemer Fellowship in St. Charles. Happy 50th.
Oh, my goodness.
50 episodes.
50 episodes.
December 29th.
Wow.
End of the year.
Wow.
End of an era. We're going to hang it up after this.
Yeah, you guys, this is our last episode.
Final episode.
We figured we got the most out of this that we could.
Yeah. We made, like, what, $500,000 in these 50 episodes?
$632,123.62.
And so thank you guys for letting us fleece you. And we're going to peace out.
Yeah, heading to Jamaica.
Sounds good.
We're on our way.
Yeah, man, it's been really fun.
Oh, my goodness.
We've had a really good time.
I'm actually really shocked. Again, I know I say that, but it kind of came up really fast. We hit 50 really fast.
We're doing 2 a week.
I guess that's
We're doing
part of it.
2
We
a
do
week.
2 a
We're not
week.
planning on that 1 a week, part-time, half-time, do nothing podcast.
We actually want to give people content. We want to give people edifying and challenging
and fun
content.
Yeah.
And funny.
And we want to double down. Give them 2.
Give you 2
a week. Sometimes bonus episode.
So you can go listen to those other suckers and get half of one.
Get a supplement. You know, it's like those other podcasts are ginseng. You know, it doesn't really do anything, but you feel better because you got it anyways. You know, they're like ginseng.
And you feel kind of like you're the sucker because you bought it.
Yeah, but it make you feel good.
But it made you feel good.
You get a little ginseng.
Congratulations.
Ginseng green tea.
You bought ginseng.
All right, at the gas station.
It's
hard. I got to be honest though, dude. I'm kind of distracted. I was all pumped and excited for our 50th anniversary.
This is great, dude. This is a joyous occasion. How are you not happy right now?
Because
what's wrong, dude? Talk to your fofo.
All right, listen. I looked at our reviews on iTunes.
Yeah, man.
We've got
you guys have been extremely gracious
Yeah.
and loving to us. I just want to thank you guys for all your kind words. I mean that
All
for
right,
real.
listen. 256. Our average rating is 5 stars.
Yeah.
All right, but
why is it only our
we've
average?
got like 8 4 stars, right?
Okay.
And some of those were people just being mean. You know,
No, I just
they're
think that-
friends, but they're like, "Ha, I'm gonna give you 4."
Nah, I think they hit the wrong key.
Maybe that's possible too. But we've got our first 2-star review.
What?
We've got 2-star review.
No.
Now 2 stars bad.
What?
That's not. I hate it. It's that it's a no good podcast. That's what that means.
Why would?
Why? I'll read it to you.
¿Por qué?
Okay, so the title of this review is "Can't Take the Bickering." 2 stars. It's by Home 4KB, and this was entered December 1st, 2016. Here's what she says. She says, "As a mother, listening to these 2 men bicker and talk over each other like children is like nails on a chalkboard." I just can't take it. It's really too bad because when they speak about theology, I like it. Well, Home 4KB, I hope you're happy that you broke my heart this holiday season.
Oh, no, come on, Joe.
Nah, man, I was feeling like we were doing something good.
We are.
and-
She was just,
What? She said, like, okay, first of all, she hates us as a mother. Okay, that's
No,
what she
she
said.
doesn't hate
she
us as a
said,
mother.
She said, listen, as a mother, I can't stand those 2 people.
No.
We have lots of mothers that listen to the show.
Yeah, okay, but
they love the show.
You have to admit, we do get we can be annoying. We know that.
You can be annoying, and I have to deal with it. I mean,
okay, look, Lenny is agreeing with us over here. Lenny woke up to agree with the comment that we were annoying.
Okay, when we play cards, we're annoying because we win
Because
and
we win.
boast.
Well, because
big
we
time.
win,
no matter what.
and we got money on our mind,
Yeah,
and I can never get enough.
right.
And when we walk up in the building,
What happens?
well, everybody's hands go up.
And then?
And then they stay there. And then they stay there.
So dumb. All right. So, hey, we hear you, Home for KB. We actually hear you. And to address this issue, we just suggest that you don't listen. Okay.
No, to address this issue, we will do a better job.
No, we will not.
No, Joe, we will do a better job at not bickering on
No,
air.
we're not.
No, for real. We're
going to do what we do every time because
that's
she doesn't.
annoying.
I don't care if she doesn't like it.
Sometimes that's annoying for people.
It can
I'm
be
just
annoying.
saying, I know, but I'm just saying that's
is
what
the
we
flavor
do.
of the
And- no, but I
podcast.
think
Is
sometimes,
we
though,
can be
need to more
annoying, and this
charitable
is
and
natural.
good with
It's
each
how we
other.
do it. It's what we always
No,
do.
Joe, we just need
All
to
right,
take
let's
a
move
chill
on. I don't want to
pill,
talk
move
about it.
on.
Nobody cares about this
Why do you always say that?
because they don't. They don't want to hear it. You think KB wants to hear about it?
KB ain't even listening no more.
Oh, then why are we talking about it?
I don't know.
All right. What are we talking about today? I don't even know. Oh, yeah, I remember. It's our 50th anniversary.
50th anniversary. We are going to be talking about the new Calvinism.
New Calvinism.
Calvinism.
It's got that new Calvinism smell. I like
it's all
it.
nice and shiny.
Mm-hmm. Smells like plastic.
Because it's fake?
I didn't say that.
No, I think that's what... did I I totally just picked up what you're trying to say there.
No, I really don't. I really don't think that.
All right, good.
So, new Calvinism is a thing. It's a real thing. It's a big thing. In fact, it was picked up in Time magazine, I believe, in 2009, saying that new Calvinism, maybe it was 2010, how new Calvinism is one of the 10 ideas that's changing the world or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So even in the secular media,
so it's expanded upon Calvinism and made it better.
maybe I don't think so. When you're looking at new Calvinism, really, one of the things to note is an article by Colin Hansen that he wrote way back in 2006 called "Young, Restless, and Reformed." Remember when that came out?
Didn't he have a book?
Well, the book came out later.
Yeah.
The book came out after the article called "Young, Restless, and Reformed," and the subtitle is "Calvinism is Making a Comeback and Shaking Up the Church." And what he does in this and in the book is he explores the growth of Calvinistic soteriology.
Yeah. Soteriology being
The doctrine of salvation.
Okay.
So Calvinism, or parts of Calvinism, became increasingly popular throughout the 80s and 90s, and then by the time we get to the aughts, it's becoming something really big. It's more conferences are popping up that are reformed in theology or Calvinistic in theology. Books.
So
are
who
being
would you
written.
say, like, though? Okay, you're talking about books. Who would you say are some of the proponents of this that kind of helped, I guess, this resurgence? Would you use that word?
Yeah. Well, so while these guys are not new Calvinists, they are Calvinists. They are, many of them are confessional Reformed guys. And so you look at the writings of J.I. Packer, R.C. Sproul, Sproul especially, because he always writes very good, deep theological books, but at the practical level, at the level of the layperson.
Yeah.
He didn't write a bunch of scholarly books just for the highly educated or theology nerds.
Pipes?
Definitely John Piper. John Piper, tapping into some of the Puritan ideas, and then Desiring God just exploded and really not only captured one of the great grand truths of the Bible and something that is highlighted in the Reformed tradition, but by that he introduced people to Jonathan Edwards in particular. So really, there's debate about whether or not new Calvinism is truly Reformed or not. I would say it's not Reformed theology, but it is Calvinistic theology for sure, especially as it relates to the doctrine of salvation. And it shows up in different denominations.
Yeah.
It shows up in non-denominational churches. It's been growing because of a lot of key leaders. And I believe that God is actually doing something in the midst of all of this. I really believe that.
Like in the hearts and minds of those that are...
I think this is a good work that God is doing. But like any work of God or any revival, and I'm not suggesting this is a historic revival, but in any good work of God or any revival, there are abuses, there are problems that come with it. So I'm not saying that this doesn't have any problems in it, New Calvinism.
What would you say? Sorry, you mentioned abuses. What do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean by abuses and misunderstandings?
So, like when Edwards writes about the Great Awakening and revival, he'll say, like, just because there are abuses, like perhaps people barking like dogs in the midst of hearing a stirring message or fainting.
Being slain in the spirit.
Right. Just because there are some strange things happening that don't appear to be of the Lord, it doesn't mean that the work of the Lord is not present. And we'll talk about some of the problems in New Calvinism, at least as I see it later. I read an article recently, and it's an old one, but it was what's wrong with New Calvinism.
Yeah.
And the first thing that was wrong with it, Calvinism.
Calvinism.
Okay, fine. All right. And then the rest of it was like, oh, they hate the law, they're licentious, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But what do you?
They like their bourbon. They like their craft beers.
They like their beards.
Cigars.
They talk like that guy in Sling Blade. What are some of the things that, when you think about New Calvinism, what are some of the things that come to mind? What are some of the marks of New Calvinism?
Well, actually, Challies had an article a couple years ago.
What's a Challies?
What's a Challies?
Yeah.
Tim Challies. Tim Challies,
Challies.
blogger, Canadian blogger up in
.com.
No, it's just Challies.com.
.com. All right.
And so he talks about, and he gives Piper's 12 features of New Calvinism.
Oh, so this is what Piper would say about New Calvinists.
Yes.
All right.
So first it says, the New Calvinism, in its allegiance to the inerrancy of the Bible, embraces the biblical truths behind the 5 points of Calvinism, or TULIP.
I like that.
Yeah. While having an aversion to using the acronym or any other systematic packaging, along with a sometimes qualified embrace of limited atonement.
That's good.
The focus is on Calvinistic soteriology, but not to the exclusion or the appreciation of the broader scope of Calvin's vision.
Right. Good. What else?
2, the New Calvinism embraces the sovereignty of God in salvation and all the affairs of life and history, including evil and suffering.
Right. So it's a very high view of God.
Yes.
Like God is absolutely
in control.
Sovereign. Yeah. He's absolutely sovereign. He's in control. Nothing happens apart from his decree. And you got those hallmarks of the Synod of Dort, the canons of Dort.
Yeah.
All right.
3, the New Calvinism has a strong complementarian flavor as opposed to egalitarian, with an emphasis on the flourishing of men and women in relationships where men embrace a call to robust, humble, Christ-like servant leadership.
Good.
4, and we're going to be linking to this article.
Yeah, you can read it. Because he unpacks each of these.
4, the New Calvinism leans toward being culture-affirming as opposed to culture-denying, while holding fast to some very culturally alien positions on issues like same-sex practice and abortion.
Right. So cultural engagement is something that the New Calvinists have always talked about. I've written about it. It is.
So you're a New Calvinist.
Yeah. It's definitely an approach to the culture where the way it's oftentimes talked about, where we reject what is evil.
Yes.
And we work to redeem or to reform those things that are broken. In other words, we want to do good in the world. And then we receive what is good. So when the culture is putting out something that is good, art, music, whatever it is that's actually good, we want to embrace it. We don't need to turn away from it. It's we're not afraid of culture. We're not fundamentalists who want to retreat and disengage. We want to engage on the level of science, politics, art, etc.
Number 5, the New Calvinism embraces the essential place of the local church. It is led mainly by pastors. It has a vibrant church planting bent. It produces widely sung worship music, and it exalts the preached word, and that's capital W, as central to the work of God both locally and globally.
Right. Yeah. One of the critical articles on New Calvinism said that one of the problems with New Calvinism is they have that hippity hop music playing in church.
Hippity hoppity.
They have that. They got that stuff where
they got that Lecrae.
It's very urban. They don't like that. They don't like that flavor.
Number 6.
I'm just saying.
The New Calvinism is aggressively mission-driven, including missional impact on social evils, evangelistic impact on personal networks, and missionary impact on the unreached peoples of the world. So they're reaching out. They're going into these other people groups, not just at home, but abroad.
Right. So these are 5-point Calvinists who are zealously evangelistic and mission-oriented. They're not hyper-Calvinists.
Yes. They're not the frozen chosen, not just sitting back. They're not just being quiet, but they're fully engaged. And this goes against what we've heard even recently,
right?
That the traditionists would say about...
In the SBC,
the SBC, about Calvinism in general, that it hinders mission. Here we see that they're driven to mission.
They are more than happy to put that pint down, take the cigar out of their mouth, and share the gospel with somebody.
Yeah. Number 7, the New Calvinism is interdenominational with a strong, some would say, oxymoronic Baptistic element. So it's not just one denomination, right? But it's broad. It's engaging. Even like we know of some brothers like Father John, Anglican, Reformed Anglican.
Who's Father John?
Father John. What'd I call him?
Who's Father John? Oh, John Slavin.
Slavin, yeah.
I just call him John. Father John.
Well, I'm honoring.
He ain't my pastor.
Okay,
or
but
priest.
I'm honoring his.
Hey, Father John has a
person.
podcast. What's it called?
All Things Godly.
There you go. Boom. Check it out.
All right. Number 8, the New Calvinism includes both charismatics and non-charismatics. I don't think Joe likes that one.
What? No, I do like it. I do like it.
And that's because of something else later. Well, that has to do with cessationalism, right? Cessational continuationism.
Cessationism. You always say sensationalism.
Because I'm speaking too fast for you, and you can't understand me. You're too slow. Number 9, the New Calvinism places a priority on pietism or piety in the Puritan vein, with an emphasis on the essential role of the affections in Christian living, while esteeming the life of the mind and being very productive in it, and embracing the value of serious scholarship.
Right.
So it's not just head knowledge,
right,
but heart affection. How should theology lead to doxology, which is something you had mentioned before?
Right, right.
Number 10, the New Calvinism is vibrantly engaged in publishing books, and even more remarkably, in the world of the internet, with hundreds of energetic bloggers and social media activists, with Twitter as the increasingly default way of signaling things new and old that should be noticed and read.
Listen,
some of y'all don't need to shut down your blogs.
Well, some of it's bad, and some of you guys are jerks, but that goes true with any movement. But seriously, and this is part of the problem, like in our denomination, the Southern Baptist Convention. The traditionalists who are not Reformed, they do not like that 30 to 40% of the convention is Reformed, or the pastors 30 to 40% of the convention is Reformed in theology by their pastors, anyways, but or Calvinistic. But we have more books being written and more platforms and ministries than the traditionalists do.
Yeah, we're getting out there
because these Reformed guys or these Calvinistic guys are zealous, passionate, excited, and they want
to share that good news.
Yeah, they do.
11. The New Calvinism.
How many are there, dude?
12. I said
my
at the
gosh.
beginning. 12.
It's taking for a Piperian outline. Go.
His 12-part sermon, and we're at 11. The New Calvinism is international in scope, multi-ethnic in expression, and culturally diverse. There is no single geographic, racial, cultural governing center. There are no officers, no organization, nor any loose affiliation that would encompass the whole. As an aside, he adds, I would dare say there are outcroppings of this movement that no one in this room has ever heard of.
All right, what else?
But wouldn't you say, though, like Acts 29 or any of these?
But it doesn't encompass the whole.
Oh, the whole movement itself. So it's not, okay. 12. The New Calvinism, I hate when you do that because I have to say that. I just can't stop.
What Leo wants?
What Leo wants, Leo gets.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Sorry, my OCD wanted to say it again right there. The New Calvinism is robustly... Stop it. It's okay. Stop it. The New Calvinism is robustly gospel-centered, cross-centered, with dozens of books rolling off the presses, coming at the gospel from every conceivable angle and applying it to all areas of life, with a commitment to seeing the historic doctrine of justification, finding its fruit in sanctification, both personally and communally.
Okay, so Piper kind of gushed.
Like he was nice.
Yeah, he was.
Well, he's a charitable man.
He was very like.
Okay, but come on now.
I'm just saying. No. It's a very favorable. Like this is. I mean, you ever hear of sliced bread? This is the best thing since.
Okay, but so then, what would you add? What are some of the clarifications?
What I would like, and maybe he did this. Like I said, we don't really research. I would like to hear him say, here are the 12 problems in New Calvinism that need to be addressed. And I know that he would have them. And Piper does not like Christians drinking alcohol. He thinks it's a bad idea. And I know if you were to say, hey, John, what are some of the problems you see in New Calvinism? He would say, you know what? I think it would be wiser for them to just avoid alcohol. I think he would say that. And I don't blame him for saying that.
But hold on, though. But do you think he's looking at that as Christian liberty, though?
Yeah, I would imagine, but yes, absolutely, because he actually took that statement out of their church's covenant. There was at Bethlehem, the original covenant said we will abstain from the use of beverage alcohol. Mm-hmm. He pulled it out
because it's Christian liberty. It's not something that,
but he would still say, I think he would say, no, I wish every Christian would avoid drinking.
If anything, that really shows more about his heart, though, doesn't it?
No, listen, I'm down with Piper. I'm just saying, like, this was a very loving, favorable, pro-New Calvinism statement, and more could be said about it.
So
this is not all that needs to be said.
Okay, so what are some more that needs to be said? What was missed?
Well, no, I don't know that anything was missed. I think what he said is generally true. My concerns about New Calvinism lie in a couple of things. One is, and in fact, Tom Nettles was asked very recently, I think the video dropped the day that we're recording this.
Oh, okay.
But Tom Nettles was,
yeah.
He was interviewed, and he's asked in that interview, what do you think of New Calvinism? And he just said, I love it. I love these people that are involved in it. I think it's a beautiful thing. He was very pro, even though he recognizes one of the problems, which is that sometimes people that are new to an ideology become very passionate, sometimes a little unrestrained,
Yeah.
a little overzealous,
Critical,
and,
judgmental.
Yeah, and feel like, hey, and what Tom says is people see this as something that relates to truth and God's glory, so they're very, very vocal. So I think one of the problems that we see in some New Calvinists, and I think in many New Calvinists, is an overzealousness with a lack of humble restraint. I think that would be something that should be encouraged. And I, even though I'm not a New Calvinist, when I learned about the doctrines of grace, I was very much like that as well. And this is true, and like Dr. Nettles says, it's true.
This is true of all of us, though.
Anybody that discovers a new ideology,
you're all excited that you have an axe to grind.
So I think that's one. My main concern, I don't know what I mean. One of my big concerns with New Calvinism is that it is a little too smorgasbord style theology to me.
Take what's good. Take what you. I shouldn't say take what's good. Take what you want. Take what you desire.
I feel like there's a lot of, and again, I'm not. So I'll finish the whole idea. They're picking and choosing from different streams and different ideas, without always recognizing that many of these things work together as a whole and as a system. What I would like to see happen for the young, restless, and reformed, or these New Calvinists, is I would like to see them progress toward confessionalism. I would like to see them go deep into Reformed theology, beyond soteriology, beyond the sovereignty of God, and into all that has been taught. And so you might find yourself moving out of New Calvinism into Presbyterianism, or you might find yourself moving out of New Calvinism into the Reformed Baptist tradition, whatever. But I'd like to see them develop a robust, thorough body of divinity, right? Like a fully orbed doctrinal understanding of the Word that you're not going to find within much of New Calvinism, because they aren't connected to any particular stream. In fact, really, once you get into the confessional streams, it's no longer New Calvinism. It's just historic Calvinism.
Well, let's talk about the importance of being confessional. All right? But before we do that, Banner of Truth.
What's that?
What? Banner of Truth?
What?
You don't know what Banner of Truth is by now?
No, I forgot.
We've been talking about it. Banner of Truth is a publishing house that puts out some of the best works out there. And right now they've got a sale going anywhere from 20 to 50% off some selected sets. And so, I already picked up John Owen. I'm hoping to get Flavor Flav. I already picked up John Bunyan. I've picked up John Knox. So I'm hoping to get a few more things while this sale's going on. But anywhere from 20 to 50%, and you get free shipping on orders over $50. You know how expensive it is to ship books, and you get free shipping.
Free shipping. And you're ordering big sets of heavy, cloth-bound hardcover books.
They're massive, and
you got to cost you like $1,000 to ship.
No, it's not going to cost
probably
you
$1,000.
It's not $1,000.
Well, it's like it.
It's like not like $1,000.
If it's $100 and they can't afford $100, it might as well be $1,000. So it's $1,000.
No, you're right. Your math.
That's
is
how you
terrible.
do it.
Your math is absolutely horrible. I don't know what it would actually be, but you're saving money. It's not $1,000, but you're saving some money. So head on over to bannertruth.com, and we've got the link right there in the show notes. Grab yourself a set before December 31st. Take advantage of it. Get it. You need it. You want it. Go get it.
Do it.
Do it. So, Joe, confessionalism. Why is it important to be... Yeah! Lenny's already... I got Lenny.
What's Lenny doing?
Lenny's on bannertruth.com right now. He's looking. He's picking himself up. All right, so, confessionalism.
All right, so we'll link to it in the show notes. I wrote an article for Desiring God on the value of confessions. Now,
you love confession, or you love a confession.
Yes.
You love being confessional. I mean, you love it so much.
Okay.
What? And I'm not trying to make fun of you.
Yeah, you and Pastor Rick like to make fun of my hand tattoo. I get it.
I'm not making fun of it.
Okay.
I'm not making fun of it.
You got a hand tattoo as well.
Yeah.
Although no one can tell us what yours is.
Okay.
Yours looks like a ball of yarn or something.
No, stop it. I'm not making fun of it. I would make fun of the other one on your forearm.
Well, that one's cool. That's Righteous Wretch, man. Badoom.
Yeah, I wish I could be branded.
Yeah, man, free tattoo. I'll do it.
Mark of the beast.
If anybody wants to buy me a tattoo, just let me know. All right, so
now wait, hold on. Can I put it anywhere?
No.
Not your face.
No.
Not your head.
No.
Not your neck.
No.
Come on.
I'm going to get one on my neck, but I'll choose that.
I'm not gonna choose it for you. I'm just saying if I paid for a tattoo and it was a good tattoo.
Yeah.
Nothing like. Yeah,
if I thought it was a good tattoo, you show me the tattoo first. I'll let you pick where it goes.
No. I get to pick.
All right, can we move on?
All right, go
Nobody
ahead.
cares.
Confessional.
Right.
Go. Everyone cares.
Nobody cares. Okay, so I wrote this article for Desiring God, and they chose to call it Tattoos for the Soul. And they chose to use a picture of my hand with the 1689 Second London Confession of Faith tattoo.
People didn't like that. I remember that. People did not like
I know.
that.
I got it. People are just like, all right, whatever. Anyways, so in that article,
what is it?
It's an article. It's a French word for article, dude. I'm sorry. I'm a little more educated than you are. Article. Anyways, so look it up. Google it. Yeah. So I basically argue that confessionalism gives us four benefits to it: clarity, unity, charity, and safety. And the benefit of a confession is that it clearly articulates the faith that a Christian or a church or an association or a denomination holds. And churches and denominations have been using confessions from the beginning of the church, really. So what do we believe? Why does it matter to us as the people of God? A confession lays all of this out. And it's important to note that confessions are not an authority above Scripture.
Yes.
Confessions affirm the absolute authority of Scripture.
Now, some would say, though, that confession... What?
All right, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
Okay, well, some would say that confessions are inerrant.
Okay, so I knew you were going to go there.
What? I know, because it came up recently.
Those knuckleheads on the Reformed pub are arguing that confessions can be inerrant. And listen, guys.
And when you say knuckleheads, you're not talking about Les and Tanner.
No, of course not.
I just want to make sure you're talking about other individuals.
I'm talking about the knuckleheads.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Okay, some of you guys are knuckleheads, and I'll tell you why. Because you're using no, you're already mad because I called you knuckleheads. Listen, I called Jimmy worse, so just be patient.
It really, for real.
The term inerrant is a theological term that is applied specifically to Scripture.
Yes.
And so none of the Reformed traditions use the word inerrant to describe the confessions. Inerrancy is tied up with infallibility, though they are distinct. Mm-hmm. And our confessions, while true, of course we believe they are true. We do not believe they contain error, but they may contain error.
Yes.
We affirm this. They are subordinate to the Scripture. So we don't use that
And that's
word.
the important thing there. It's sola scriptura.
Right, sola scriptura. That's what a good confession, like the 1689, which ripped off the Savoy and the Westminster, that's what we are about. Scripture, we want to simply explain what some of our core beliefs are from Scripture. So it provides clarity.
Yeah.
That's what's good. Secondly, they provide unity. It allows a church, a body of Christians, an association or a denomination to come together. And it also allows for us to see our connection to the church throughout the ages, especially if we're going through a historic confession. Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah, keep going. Unity.
All right. Anyways, okay. I don't know why you're looking at me.
Sorry, because you called them knuckleheads, and I'm still thinking that there's going to be some people, like, they're going to just automatically assume that you're talking about people that you're not talking about. And I know you're not talking about those guys.
I'm talking about all you guys that said inerrancy is a good word to use for confession. Hey, Lenny, we're recording right now, dude, and you're listening to
Lenny.
music.
Let him be.
Come on, man.
We already
hey,
commandeered
Lenny, who
his
reserved
space.
the room?
We commandeered his space.
We're letting him stay. In fact, pay up. We have to pay for this.
Oh, Lenny.
Stop it. He would pay for it. He's so nice.
He would. He's such a nice guy. Why are you being mean to Lenny?
Because it's funny. Because Lenny could kill me without getting out of his chair. It's funny. I like to play with danger.
And I'm going to let you know, I am...
you ain't doing anything.
No, I'm not doing nothing.
No, you look scary, but you ain't.
No, but I'm going to let him do it.
You couldn't stop him.
Well, I'm not going to try is what I'm saying.
But you couldn't.
And I ain't going to snitch.
Okay, because you know why?
Snitches get stitches.
That's right. So, I'm talking about, listen, guys, there are the new Calvinists are doing this. They're the ones that are saying, like, no, it's inerrancy. Inerrant only means this. And listen, I know in your mind it makes sense, but you're stepping outside of historical theology and with the way these terms have been used. I don't feel bad calling you guys knuckleheads. All right, are you okay now?
Yeah,
All right, charity. What a confession does is it draws important lines of distinctions between various churches, right, by articulating what we believe and maybe what we don't believe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it shows what we have in common. So the 1689 explicitly said, you know that Savoy Declaration, which is a hack on the Westminster? We're going to use those two because they're so good.
That's right.
They reflect the truth so beautifully. It's better than our 1644 First London Confession.
Yeah.
We're on that train now, and we're just going to make distinctions here so that people understand our differences concerning covenant theology, baptism, and things like that. So it allows for charity. It's not condemning people that are different. In fact, it tends to show overlap. And then fourthly, safety. It's a means of instruction, helping in shielding the church from error.
Yeah.
Creeds and confessions historically developed in a context of dispute, false doctrine, heresy, whatever. And so we articulate the truth in order so that the church would know this is what the Scripture says. It doesn't say what these heretics are saying. So beware, be careful.
So then, why the 1689?
Well,
for us, let's just because we've actually gotten that question quite a bit. Why for us do we look to the 1689?
Yeah, one guy recently wrote in, I don't know if it was on Twitter or what, but he said, why do you guys always talk about the 1689?
And not this, was it 1646? Or
No. This guy was like, aren't we all Christians? Aren't we all brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I remember that one.
And I was like, yeah, absolutely. But this is coming from our perspective. Even if you had a podcast, I'm talking to this brother who sent the message, even if you had a podcast and you were sharing your theology, it would be coming from a particular perspective that would be in disagreement with others' perspective. We're doing the same thing. We just happen to believe that the 1689 is a very amazing articulation of the faith. So
and inerrant. We believe it's inerrant.
Okay, stop that, knucklehead. We definitely believe that it is true.
Yep.
And I actually take exception. So I don't think it's perfect. I think its statement on the Sabbath needs some adjustment.
Yeah.
So you can check that out. So overall, I think confessionalism would be helpful to the new Calvinists to find out which stream they best fit in, and to help them continue to learn, develop, and mature. I mean, just like I need to continue to develop and mature in my theology every day, and I hope new Calvinists will do the same.
Absolutely.
And I think that as they do that, they will find themselves moving beyond new Calvinism into a more robust, fuller, Reformed theology. Is that it? We're done?
I think so.
Can we go now?
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything.
So we love new Calvinists. We love new Calvinism. We're not opposed to it. But where there are some problems, that's true in every tradition. You can find problems in the traditionalists. You can find, of the Southern Baptist Convention, you can find problems in the historic Calvinists and Reformed traditions.
Yeah.
So let's all be aware of where we are struggling, where we are weak, and seek input and guidance from others, and grow in maturity, right?
Agreed.
Okay.
Big thanks to Justin Bond of J Bond Media, the audio visual wizard of Doctrine and Devotion. If you've got any audio, video, photography needs, head on over to jbondmedia.com. J-Bond, thank you. We want to thank you for 50 episodes of awesomeness.
Yeah, we're
Even
sorry.
that first one that was terrible.
Yeah, that was
He
bad.
made it
better than it was.
Yeah, he made it as good as it could get.
Right.
With
And
our cruddy equipment.
We're giving you a 30 days notice now, Justin. So
That's not funny. We're not, Justin.
Justin, you're fired.
No, Justin, you're safe. You safe. I got you. I got you. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Doc and Devo. You can head on over on Facebook /Doctrine and Devotion. You can head on over to our website, doctrinedevotion.com. Click on the Contact Us page. Fill out the form. Give us your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions. You can head on over to iTunes or whatever your podcast catcher, supplier, provider is, and you can give us an honest 5-star review.
Unless you hate the bickering.
Unless you hate the bickering and whatever. But that's what we do.
That's what we do.
We do it.
All right.
But maybe we could stop it, though.
I don't know. No, I ain't stopping it.
All right. Sharing is caring, and we'll see what 2017 has for us.
Yeah, let's get it on.
Later.